Hey guys, welcome back to my channel, Grace and Growth with Georgia. Today I want to share with you one of my favorite books of all time. I have grown to love this book so much because of the impact that it had on my students for the past 3 years when I taught it to my juniors and one class of seniors. So this book is entitled, as you can see, The Other Wes Moore, One Name, Two Fates. It's written by Wes Moore, who is the governor of Maryland. Why do I love this book so much? Why does it have such a special place on my bookshelf? Well, it's because of the lessons that it teaches young people, lessons in accountability, lessons in the power of choices, lessons in responsibility. I am going to be talking to you about this book. I'm going to tell you all about it. These events actually did happen. And when I tell you, for the first time, I had students, whenever they wrote their semester reflections for me, I had so many students who would mention this book as one of the main things that they enjoyed for the semester. Students who, I can quote one young man. He said, "I'm not gonna lie, I really enjoyed the book, The Other Wes Moore." And you know, nowadays, most of our students don't even want to read. When you meet a student who loves to read, it is such a blessing. It is so refreshing. But I just got hooked on this book and I couldn't stop teaching it, because I was able to use it to show students that there is power in the decisions that they make. All right, so I'm going to give you a little introduction, okay? Little introduction. And then for the next couple videos, I'm going to take you deeper and deeper into this book. Okay, so it's called The Other Wes Moore, and notice that the name of the author is Wes Moore. So the book is entitled The Other Wes Moore, One Name, Two Fates. That is because this book actually tells the story of the author and another young man who had the same name. They were around the same age. They grew up in just similar circumstances. Both grew up, were raised by single mothers, although for different reasons. As I will get into, one of them, one father couldn't be there, and the other father just wasn't there. Could be because of his own circumstances, though, because that is a big theme also. When I teach this book, I always start by talking to the students about nature versus nurture. And we have a conversation, we have a debate about which one has a stronger influence on people's outcome before I ever introduce this. Anyway, so here are these two young men, very similar circumstances. Yet one of them will spend the rest of his life in prison. And the other one, I told you who he is, the author. This one has been successful in so many different ways. I believe he's the first Black governor of Maryland. And so when we dig into this novel, and we see the different circumstances and some of the similar circumstances that these two young men went through, yet their lives turn out so very differently. It is absolutely amazing. This is a discussion sparker. I definitely recommend it. And it's not because it is some literary masterpiece, because Wes Moore himself says, "I wasn't the best student. I am not the greatest writer." In fact, I learned that when this book was first put on the curriculum for students to read it in literature classes, I read that he objected. He said, you know, that's not the reason why I wrote it. And we're going to get into why he wrote it. But because of these lessons, because of these lessons that are so fitting for our students nowadays, especially, I am so glad that somebody convinced him that this needs to get in the hands of our young people. So if you're not familiar with it, I highly recommend it. If you have a teenager, girl or boy, I highly recommend this book. Okay, I am going to stop there for now, but I will be back to take you deeper into this work. All right. So that is it for this video. I'm very excited about sharing about one of my favorite novels. And until next time, God bless you. Guys, in my excitement, I think I failed to mention that this work is a narrative nonfiction. Okay, it is a narrative nonfiction. And here's a close-up of the back in case you want to read it. Okay, make sure you subscribe to the channel, like and comment, and share the channel with somebody else. God bless you. Bye-bye.